Hello everyone, welcome to the EarthtonesGirl Channel. My name is Denise and this is my Sock Shortys series. In today's class, we are going to cover what I am calling a combination cast on. We're going to combine a Longtail cast on with a German twisted cast on, also known as an old Norwegian cast on, to create a very clean, very well defined, and super stretchy cast on edge. This is going to be used in a top down. This is usually used for a top down sock pattern, but it can also be applied to other garments as well. This particular cast on is going to be featured in my new pattern, my new sock pattern called One More Step. That will be coming in June. So I'm really excited and really thrilled to be bringing this tutorial to you today. So now I know I'm going to probably get the question, why would I want to do this? Why not just a long-tail cast on? You can do a long-tail cast on, but this is taking your knitting, learning all of these additional methods and tips and tricks and techniques, takes your knitting to another level. You'll see the difference once I actually start the demo, but it really does create a super well-defined edge. And I'm going to show you the difference between a regular long-tail cast on, a German twisted cast on, and then what combining those two looks like. I'm really excited about it. I hope you will be too after watching this tutorial. So let's jump right in. So here I have 3 socks, each with the cast-ons that we're going to cover. This is the long-tail cast-on, German twisted, and this is the combination cast-on. So let's have a look. Here is the long-tail cast-on, and as you can see, there is a running, let's let that focus, there we go. There's a running thread at the base of every stitch. Can you all see that? There we go. You can really see it there. It's just like a running thread that interlocks the base of each stitch. So this is what the long-tail cast on looks like, and this is what is predominantly used for top-down socks. I've been using it for years. It's wonderful. It looks great. It's super stretchy. But now this is a German twisted or old Norwegian cast on. And as you can see, it's a much sharper edge. You don't get those long, let's go this way. You don't get the long floats as much. They're shorter. The floats running across the bottoms of the stitches, the base of the stitches are a lot shorter and more resemble the purl stitches. Now this is a 1x1 rib compared to a 2x2. So with the 1x1 rib, it more closely resembles the purl bumps on the cast on edge. It's stretchy, but not as stretchy, but there's also a combination now with the twisted stitches, but I don't find the edge as stretchy as a long tail. Now, here, let's move these to the side. This is the combination cast on. This has a combination of long tail and German twisted. And as you can see, it is really sharp, really stretchy. It bounces right back. And if you notice the purl stitches, the 2 purl, this is again a 2x2, the purl stitches and the knit stitches are very well defined. You really get that zigzag of the knits and the purls, the knits and the purls. The purls creating the valley, the knits creating the hills, so to speak. Okay, now let's look at that on, now this particular yarn is Exmoor by John Arbor, so it has a bit of a halo to it. So let's take a look at a slightly smoother yarn. Here it is. This is Legacy Fiber Arts. This particular colorway is called Fog on their steel toes base. So this is a 75% merino, 25% nylon. It's just a smoother yarn. And as you can see, you really get that definition. You can really see the hills and valleys of the knits and the purl stitches. It's so clean. It's so stretchy. I absolutely love how this looks. So this is going to be the cast on we're learning today. So let's get started. Let's move my samples out of the way. And here we are. So I have my yarn, my needles. I hope everyone can see this color okay. All right. And I'm going to cast on, just going to draw out a length because I'm not really measuring this for a specific sock. I don't make a knot. If you've been watching my tutorials for a little while, I do not start with a slip knot. I just drape the yarn over my fingers and hold it just as I would to start the Longtail cast on. Hold my needle upside down. When I turn my needle right side up, I have the first stitch. Okay, I'll do that again. So my needle, holding my needle upside down, and when I turn my needle right side up, I have that first stitch in place. So now we're just going to do a long tail cast on. And what you do is you alternate between the two based on the number of stitches in your cuff. So a knit 2, purl 2 would be 2 long tail cast on, 2 long tail, 2 German twisted, 2 long tail, 2 German twisted. If you're doing a 3x1, it would be 3 long tail, 1 German twisted, etc. So here I am just doing a regular long tail. I keep my finger in place to make sure that the spacing stays even and the cast on edge is not too tight. Hold that. I do the next. Well, actually this is 2. So, so here, the first stitch is in place and here's my second. Now I'm going to switch to the German twisted. So I'm going to go under, and don't worry, I will do this again. Going under both strands, coming up through the loop on my thumb, catching the loop on my index finger, back through the loop on my thumb, and then I pull. And you can see already how this stitch just has the floater across the bottom, but this stitch already looks like a purl. So we're going to do that again. I'm going to go under both strands, come in to this loop on my thumb, come over and catch the loop on my index finger, come back under, and let my finger go and reposition. Okay, so now I have 2 long tail, 2 German twisted. So now I'm going back to just a long tail. So I'm going under, over, come through, under, over, come through, and there we go. You can see it starting to form already. So 2 more German twisted. I'm going around and through. I'm going under, through, oops, under, through, over, and back through. And there you have it. 2 long tail, 2 German twisted, 2 long tail, 2 German twisted. Let's do that for a couple more sets. So this is a long tail. And now German twisted again. Under, come back through both, come over and catch the yarn on my index finger, and come back under. Let me see if I can show you that. Back down, over, and through. And there we go. So now you will basically continue to do this for the number of stitches. Now, if you're working on a 64 stitch stock, you would do this for 64 stitches and then join in the round in whatever method you use. I usually overlap my 2 top stitches. And even though I'm overlapping them, so basically I'd be crisscrossing a long tail over a German twisted and then back again. That does not mess up the cast on edge in any way, okay? And if you just start to knit in the round with your yarn at the last stitch going right into the first, that's fine too. So I just did 2 German, so now I'm going to do 2 long tail, and then 2 German, and Old Norwegian, and there you go. That is what the edge. So let's open this up so you can really see. 2 long tail, 2 German twisted, 2 long tail, 2 German twisted, long tail, German, long tail, German, long tail, German. And it looks so clean. So this is what you're doing. And again, now let's look at the finished edge. This is what it will look like once you're done. And let me find where I wove in my end. Hold on, I'm trying to find, there it is, okay? So this is the intersection, let's look at it on this side. This is the intersection where I wove in my edge. And again, it's still pretty clean. I haven't blocked this sock yet because it's still in progress, or even washed it because I don't usually block my socks, but I haven't washed it yet. But you're not going to get any dips. It's completely even all the way around. And I just did this. If it feels a little bit tight, you can just kind of adjust by giving a little tug, and it looks the same all the way around. So here we go. Here is the finished product. Here it is in progress. And there you have it. This is just so exciting. I love fine details like this. I hope that you do too. Thanks so much. And there you have it, everyone. A combination cast on of a longtail and a German twisted or Old Norwegian. Ah, little details like this, as I just said, make me so excited. I hope that you have enjoyed this. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know your feedback. I welcome it all. So thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Thanks, everyone.